I had everything, then I lost it all. The worst thing that happened to me became the best thing for me. I thought I failed. Turns out, I was being prepared. There was a time I genuinely believed I had made it. Money was flowing. Opportunities were coming. People respected me. For the first time in my life, I felt like I had finally escaped the struggle I grew up in. I walked differently. I spoke with more confidence. I started believing my own hype. When you've spent your life fighting to get ahead, that first taste of success feels intoxicating. It feels like proof that every sacrifice was worth it. I started thinking I had finally arrived. I told myself, this is it. I made it. I upgraded my lifestyle. I expanded too quickly. I started making decisions based on confidence, not caution. At the time, I didn't realize that success can be dangerous if you don't understand it. I wasn't careless, but I was comfortable. And comfort can blind you. I thought success meant security. I was wrong. Because while I was celebrating my wins, cracks were forming underneath the surface. Things I ignored. Decisions I rushed. Risks I underestimated. Small problems I brushed aside because everything looked fine on the outside. Looking back now, I understand something I didn't then. When things are going well, that's when you must be the most disciplined. But I didn't see it. Not yet. And what came next changed everything. The signs were small at first. A delayed payment here. A deal falling through there. A team member quietly losing motivation. A few bad decisions stacking up. None of it seemed serious on its own. But that's the danger, failure rarely announces itself. It creeps in quietly. At the time, I told myself everything was under control. I convinced myself I had enough experience to handle whatever came my way. But I didn't. I was moving too fast. Expanding too quickly. Trusting the wrong people. Ignoring the warning signs because I believed success meant invincibility. I didn't want to slow down. I didn't want to face uncomfortable truths. And I definitely didn't want to admit that things were slipping. So I kept going. I kept pushing. But the cracks kept spreading. I told myself it was temporary. Just a rough patch. Nothing serious. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. And the truth is, I wasn't prepared for what was coming. Because when success starts slipping, it doesn't fall slowly. It crashes. Then it happened. Everything collapsed. Deals disappeared. Money dried up. Partnerships fell apart. People I trusted walked away. Opportunities one counted on vanished overnight. I watched years of work unravel in what felt like weeks. And the worst part? There was nothing I could do to stop it. I tried to hold everything together. I tried to fix what was broken. But the harder I tried, the more things fell apart. It felt like standing in the middle of a storm with no shelter. And when the storm finally settled, there was nothing left. No money. No momentum. No confidence. Just me, and the weight of everything I had lost. Failure is painful. But losing everything after thinking you've made it? That hits differently. Because it doesn't just break your plans, it breaks your identity. For the first time in a long time, I felt completely lost. And I didn't know how to come back. Failure is loud on the outside. But on the inside, it's quiet. And that silence is heavy. I stopped talking. I avoided people. I didn't want to explain myself. I didn't want pity. And I definitely didn't want judgment. Because when you lose everything, people don't just question your decisions. They question you. Some people disappeared. Some acted like they never knew me. Others whispered, I knew this would happen. The shame was overwhelming. Every morning felt heavier than the last. Every night felt longer. I replayed my mistakes over and over, wondering where I went wrong. And for the first time in years, I felt afraid. Afraid that maybe I wasn't as capable as I thought. Afraid that maybe my success had been luck. Afraid that maybe I wouldn't recover. Failure didn't just take my money. It took my confidence. There was a point when I genuinely considered giving up. Not dramatically. Not emotionally. Just quietly. I was tired. Drained. Mentally exhausted. The pressure of starting over felt unbearable. The idea of rebuilding from nothing felt impossible. And for a moment, quitting felt easier. I remember sitting alone one night thinking, what if I just stop? No more pressure. No more stress. No more fighting. Just stop. But then something hit me. If I quit now, everything I went through would be for nothing. And that thought hurt more than the failure itself. So I made a decision. I wasn't going to quit. I didn't know how I would rebuild. I didn't know what came next. But I knew one thing. I wasn't done. Losing everything forces you to face uncomfortable truths. And the biggest one I faced was this. My failure wasn't bad luck. It was my responsibility. Not because I wanted to fail, but because I ignored warning signs. I moved too fast. I trusted without verifying. I let comfort replace discipline. That realization hurt. But it also freed me. Because once I accepted responsibility, I gained control again. If I caused the fall, I could rebuild the rise. So I stopped blaming. And started learning. This time, I didn't announce anything. I didn't tell people what I was planning. I just started. Quietly. No hype. No noise. No promises. Just work. I rebuilt from scratch. Slowly. Carefully. Intentionally. I fixed my weaknesses. I studied my mistakes. I built stronger systems. And this time, I moved differently. Smarter. Calmer. More focused. And slowly, momentum returned. The second time, everything was different. I didn't chase speed. I built stability. I didn't rush decisions. I studied them. I stopped trying to impress people and started focusing on value. I chose patience over ego. Discipline over comfort. And that changed everything. Opportunities started returning. But this time, I was ready for them. Growth didn't explode overnight. It built steadily. Then suddenly, everything accelerated. People noticed again. Opportunities came faster. Doors opened. But this time, I didn't get carried away. I stayed grounded. Because I knew what losing everything felt like. And I refused to repeat the same mistakes. Today, people see success. They see the results, the achievements, the lifestyle. But they don't see the nights I questioned myself. They don't see the fear, the doubt, the silence. They don't see the years of rebuilding. But I do. And I'm grateful for every failure. Because losing everything didn't break me. It rebuilt me. And if you're struggling right now, remember this. Losing everything isn't the end. It might be the beginning of your greatest comeback. This is not a story about easy success. It's a story about rising, falling, breaking, and rebuilding. At first, life felt like victory. I believed I had finally made it. The money came in, opportunities opened, and respect followed. Confidence grew, and with it came comfort, the silent enemy of progress. I moved faster than I should have, trusted too easily, and overlooked the cracks forming beneath the surface. When the fall came, it wasn't slow. Everything collapsed: money, partnerships, reputation. The success I thought was permanent disappeared, leaving me with nothing but regret, doubt, and silence. The hardest part wasn't losing everything, it was facing myself in the aftermath. Failure humbled me. It stripped away ego and forced me to confront uncomfortable truths. I realized my collapse wasn't bad luck, it was the result of decisions I made and signs I ignored. But in that realization, I found power. If my choices caused the fall, new choices could rebuild my life. I began again, quietly. No announcements, no promises, just discipline and deliberate action. I rebuilt slowly, learned from my mistakes, and created stronger foundations. I chose patience over speed, discipline over ego, and long-term vision over short-term gain. The comeback wasn't instant. It was steady. Opportunity returned, but this time I was prepared. I didn't chase hype, I built stability. And slowly, everything changed again. Today, people see success, but they don't see the years of struggle behind it. Losing everything didn't end my journey, it rebuilt me. The lesson is clear: failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of wisdom, strength, and a stronger rise. And if you keep going, your story can change too. Listen carefully. Losing everything didn't destroy me. It revealed me. It stripped away ego. It exposed my weaknesses. And it forced me to rebuild, not just my business, but myself. And that's the truth most people never learn. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the path to it. So if you're watching this right now and you feel behind, broken, or uncertain, understand this. You are not finished. You are being forged. Your action steps start now. Step 1, accept responsibility. Stop blaming the world, the economy, or the past. Your comeback begins the moment you own your situation. Step 2, learn from the fall. Every mistake holds a lesson. Write them down. Understand them. Grow from them. Step 3, start small, but start now. You don't need a perfect plan. You need movement. Take one step today, no matter how small. Step 4, build in silence. You don't need applause. You need discipline. Let results make the noise. Step 5, refuse to quit. The difference between those who rise and those who disappear is persistence. Your story is not over. You're just in the middle of it. And the next chapter can be greater than anything you've imagined. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to this channel. Because here, we share stories that build mindset, sharpen focus, and push you toward the life you were meant to live. And if you're serious about changing your life, comment below. I'm coming back stronger. Let the world know you're not done. Your next chapter starts now.